Thank you for making Saints Central
your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Fucking like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. I'm in the building. Shout out to the big Sports Coma. We up in this thing.
Wow, man. Wow. What that wasn't good, fam. How that I'll take the win. I'll take the win. I'll take the win, fam. I'll take the win. I'll take the win. My goodness. Saints get the win, family. We get the win. 21-18, a bit of some dramatics at the end. The Saints fumbled the ball on the most serious play of the drive. The Saints fumbled the snap. My Lord. Fumbled the snap, but we ultimately win the game, so that's all that matters. We fumbled and stumbled our way to a victory. I don't have to wear an Atlanta shirt. Lowe has to. Lowe got to put on the Atlanta shirt or the Saints shirt. Lowe got to put on the Saints shirt, man. Oh man, I'm so mad, but I ain't like how it ended. But I mean, with the fumbling, but we got the win. You know what can we expect? We are fumbling, dumbling, stumbling ass team. What if we didn't have fumble, stumble, bumbling ass stuff at the end? Then we wouldn't be 4-9, right? So the Saints stumble and bumble their way to a 5-9 mark right now. Currently, y'all stay where y'all at. We're gonna have the post game interview from Dennis Allen and Andy Dalton and the rest of them as the Saints improve to 5-9 they improved to 5-9. They improved to 5-9 on the season. And the Falcons are now 5-9 in the cellar, as you can see. So the Falcons are now in the cellar. The Saints sweep the Falcons on a bad season. It still feels good to beat the Atlanta Falcons on a bad season. 5-9 right now. The Carolina Panthers currently, did the Panthers lose? I think I'm looking at it right now. I think the Panthers, let me see if I can see. Yeah, the Panthers lost. Yeah, so the Panthers lost. They're 5-8, and Tampa Bay is playing Cincinnati in Tampa Bay. So let's get into the team statistics right here, family. 21-17 on the first downs advantage. Falcons. Saints were 5 of 11 on third down. 9 of 16 was the Falcons. 69 total plays. The Falcons had 69 total plays versus just 55 by the black and gold. So that was interesting as well. So it was interesting to see that. We look at that's a lot of different plays, man. You got 69 plays, almost 70 plays by the Falcons versus 55 by the Saints. They had 348 total yards, they being the Saints, versus 320 by the Falcons. 10-10 on the drives. Saints averaged 6.3 yards per play versus 4.6 by the Falcons. 214 yards passing versus just 89 by the Falcons in the matchup. Rushing attack is really where the Falcons stayed in this game. They had 231 rushing yards against the Saints, 134 yards. They averaged 6 yards per rush in the game. The Saints averaged 4 yards per rush. They put up 231 on the Saints today. That's a lot of rushing yards, but the Saints ultimately came out with the win. Red zone, 2 of 3 for the Falcons versus 1 or 2 by the Saints. Penalties, Falcons had 3 penalties for 30 yards. Saints had 6 for 46. 1 turnover apiece by both squads. And the time of possession game was a wash. 30-56 versus 29-04 today. All right, moving on over, family, to the box score in the individuals here. For the black and gold, Andy Dalton finished 11 of 17 for 151 in the game. Averaged almost 9 yards per throw. He had 2 touchdowns in the game. 2 times he was sacked, a rating of 132.2. Taysom 2 for 2 for 80 yards, 1 touchdown. So the Saints quarterbacks as a collective 3 of 19 for 214, 3 touchdowns. They averaged 12.2 yards per throw between a two-headed monster at the quarterback. Alvin Kamara came back alive. They got him going in this one. 21 rushes. He had 21 carries, for 91 yards. He averaged 4.3 yards per rush. Taysom threw in 7 carries for 30 yards, and David Johnson 4 for 12. They completed the game. Alvin Kamara threw in his stuff in there, and it was really a positive to see Alvin Kamara get going. That was really a positive. The top receiver, Juwan Johnson, in the game, 4 catches, 67 yards. He had 2 touchdowns on 6 targets. Rashid Shaheed, 3 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown on 4 targets. Chris Olave had 3 catches for 53 yards off of 4 targets. Kamara 2 for 13 off of 2 targets. Apprentice had 1 catch for 3 yards and off of 1 target. Roby was able to get the fumble off of Drake London. David Johnson gave up a fumble in the red zone, which the Saints were marching to score. And of course, you see the fumble right there by Taysom on the snap, but he recovered it. But it did give up a 4th down. Saints had to give it up. Demario Davis only 8 tackles. He blew several in a matchup, but finished with 8 to lead. Marcus May had 7. Shai Tuttle had 7 on the day. Multiple sacks. The Saints had a 4-sack performance, a sack and a half by Kent Street, a half a sack by Granderson, a half a sack. Let's see, and I think that was it, right? No, hold on. Yeah, full sack by Tyrann Matthew. So there you go for the game for them. And of course, you look at Rashid Shaheed on the return, not much shaking. Will Lutz was chilling today. He kicked the only extra points. Blake Gillikin, 4 punts for 181, 14.3 on the average, 1 of the 4 inside of the 20, 53 being the longest. All right, you take a look at what the Saints did. What the Falcons did. Ridder, 13 of 26 for 97 yards. Not much shaking on his side of things. He was sacked 4 times on a rating of 59.3. The real star of the game for the Falcons was the rushing attack. Tyler Algieri, 17 carries for 139 yards. He averaged 8.2 yards per rush, 1 touchdown. The longest run was a 43. Patterson had 14 for 52, averaged almost 4 yards per rush, had a rushing touchdown. Ritter scrambled 6 times for 38 yards at 6.3 yards per rush. So the Falcons' rushing attack really kept them alive in this game. They were battle ramming the Saints in this game, getting real physical with the Saints. And ultimately, the Saints were able to slow them down. Drake London was targeted 11 times. He's all that Ritter threw to. He has 7 catches for 70 yards, 10 yards per catch, but he couldn't really get in the end zone to help him out in the passing attack. You look at the fumbles right here. Lorenzo Carter was able to recover 1. Drake London lost 1. Their top tackler, Rashawn Evans, with 9 tackles. And like I said, they had a sack. Rashawn Evans also had a sack. And Anderson and Jarrett split the other one. You see, and of course, Young Hoku, 1 field goal of 28 yards. Pennon punted the ball actually 5 times over 200 yards. He averaged almost 42 yards per punt, put 3 of the 5 inside of the 20-yard line, and 46 being the longest on the punt. So the Saints were able to take care of business today against the Falcons. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't all that beautiful, but let me tell you something. Boy, it was a comedy errors toward the end, but, we are fumbling, stumbling, bumbling team. That's what you expect for ill-prepared teams, and that's what happens. And they, a good thing the defense was able to stop them on the back end, and they basically ran out of time. So there really wasn't that much time for them to do anything. Brother Prime says, seriously, NFL will not let the Saints, he says, win this year. I guess that's what that is, Brother Prime. Shout out to you. Thank you. All right, let's hear from the Who Dat to the Who Dat Nation. I'm happy for the win, man, because you know what that means. You gotta be looking out for that new shirt from Big Low wearing the the Saints shirt, man. Shout out to Low. All right, Derek says Andy sucked in the fourth quarter. Big Q, it was Taysom Hill that fumbled that ball, bro. But I hear what you're saying. All right, Jeff says, bro, sweep out the dirt. If on a bad season, bro, a very good positive is the fact that the Saints do sweep the Falcons. Let's get that out there. You see what I'm saying? AK the Enthusiast says, Drake London, we'll never be better than Chris Olave. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think they got something good in that, but Chris Olave is a different type of player, man. He's a different type of player. No disrespect. All right. No, Prime says Q, no fire Adidas. DA, I guess you're saying this season. We'll see, fam. We'll see. Jamal says, Low, you meeting Big Low in New Orleans? If so, I'm don't worry. I'm gonna have a picture for y'all, man. We're gonna have a picture, man. We're gonna have a picture, Low. I don't think he's gonna have it right now, but when he get home, he'll get one and put it on and take one on, unless he get one at the game. You hear me, Low? Go ahead and get you one at the game, brother. Go ahead and take the picture. Buy your Saints one at the game, bro. And take a picture of it. All right. CeeLo says, shout out Fab Big Q. Got the W, even though they tried to lose with fumble snap. Yeah, shout out CeeLo. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, we get the W, man. At the end of the day, I'm just happy I don't have to put that damn Saints jersey on. I mean, that Falcons jersey on. But a lot of people saying, Q, they're going to justify this keeping Dennis Allen. Well, we'll see how the rest of the season finishes out. Joseph says, one catch by Drake and it would have been over. Yep. Jermaine says, Q, make sure everybody see Big Low. And I will, bro. I will. He ain't going to hide it, bro. Low is an honest guy. Lady T says, not a fan of Atlanta, but Ridder did well for his first game. I don't know, he needed a little help, but then again, it's a young team, and they still have a lot of stuff that they got to fix, but they got some good young players there, and the future is bright in the city of Atlanta as long as they can build around those young guys, man. So all right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Prime says, what is that, Prime? Hold on, bro. Let me see if I can get at that. Give me just a second. We about to go to the post game momentarily of the Saints, and here go Dennis Allen, family. Y'all stay with me. Here's Allen.
I want to say one thing. I just want to make sure, our one of the things that we were thinking about really throughout the game was Dean Pease. I'm sure you guys all heard about it. I think he made it back to the stadium here, but just wanted to make sure that, Falcons and he and his family knew that we were thinking about him.
Dennis, it's come up a lot in recent weeks, but really the whole season. Have you been really frustrated, maddening, the need to be able to impose your will and get those 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, a 4-minute drive? I mean, has that been one of the biggest things you guys have wrestled with this season, you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think putting a team away when you have an opportunity to put them away, you have to be able to take advantage of that. And that it is frustrating because you do a lot of good things in the game and then you have opportunities to put them away and you're not able to do it. Look, we didn't finish that last drive of the game like we wanted to. but yet we took it down to 9 seconds to go with no timeouts, and so it wasn't exactly what we were looking for, but it was fairly close. And I felt like that third down play, I was hoping that we were going to get a measurement on that.
Coach, on the challenge flag, did you even have to consult with coaches upstairs, or did you know immediately on the touchdown?
No, I wanted to make sure that our guys upstairs felt like it was a touchdown, and they felt confident that it was, and so we threw the challenge flag there, and it was a good challenge, good win. Our guys upstairs did a good job there.
Dennis, it seems like at times you guys have had a hard time just like buying a turnover to get one in that really.
How about a huge one in a critical moment in a game?
Big moment of the game right there. Like,
yeah.
What would you see on that play and for it to come at that time?
Well, I think it was Roby that came, over the top and top down punch out. We talk about it all the time in our building that's how the ball comes out in our league. I thought he did a great job of punching the ball out, and I believe it was Marcus May that was there to recover it. So, it was a huge play in the game. B's back there. All right, I knew it was something like that, but I knew it was 2 DBs back there.
Defensive guy, but you've given up. The team has given up 200 yards against Atlanta both times, but yet y'all have won the game. What do you have to do as a coach to be able to put together a plan to stop this running game?
Listen, we need a win. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing we all talk about running the ball. Look, I don't think we tackled as good as we needed to today. Okay. But what they have, 80-something yards passing. So it's not about, do you stop the run? Do you stop the pass? Do you do this? Do you do that? It's do you win? And that's what we did today. And so their plan was to come in and run it, not try to put the young quarterback in difficult situations. And look, the runner, Algier, like I was impressed with him today. He's a tough physical runner. But we did what we needed to do defensively to win the game.
He's done it all year consistently, but Juwan Johnson, another good game. Just describe, his season and his improvement out there.
Yeah, look, he's improved a lot. I mean, he works tirelessly to improve himself and improve his game. And, it's good to see when guys work the way that he works and give the type of effort that he gives. It's good to see, him being able to kind of reap the fruits of that labor. And so that's part of what you enjoy about coaching.
Dennis, you drive and you got a 11-point lead, you fumble. I mean, as a coach, is that stuff like that just drive you haywire?
Yeah, well, that's part of what we just talked about when you have a chance to kind of, put a team away. I think, what was it, 14-3 at that point in time? We have a chance to potentially go up, 21-3 at that point in the game. So yeah, I mean, we have to protect the ball better in those situations, certainly.
Dennis, was the Taysom Hill TD pass to Shaheed, was that first read on that play, and was that one you drew up and wanted to get to early in this game this week for any particular reason?
There's some things that you do, and what you don't know is exactly when Taysom gets lined up at the quarterback position. You don't know exactly what you're going to see every time. So we got the look that we were looking for. And look, I think Shaheed ran a great route. Like, his speed is impressive. And look, Taysom did a great job of putting the ball in the right spot, just over the top of the safety. And we got the look we were looking for, and our guys executed. And that's really, that's what, good football is really all about. It was a good play call, right? But the execution is what made it work. And that was good to see.
Were you surprised at all the Alontae Taylor interception was overturned?
No, I wasn't. After I saw it on the big screen, I guess I wasn't sure if he caught it in real life, and then I saw it in the big screen, and I just didn't know if there was going to be enough to overturn it. But yeah, that's tough on that kid because, you know, I mean, he keeps making these plays and yet he's not getting credit for making these plays, but he's playing outstanding. I mean, he's playing outstanding.
Hey, Dennis, what's the mood like in the locker room after getting a win and just kind of getting off the schneid here?
Put them away and
end of the season,
and you're not able to do
it.
it. Yeah, I mean, you know, look, it's hard to win in this league, and so anytime you get one, you know, it's a good feeling, and we're going to enjoy this. We've got about 24 hours to kind of soak it in a little bit, and then, you know, we got a short week to get ready to go up to Cleveland. So, yeah, it was a good win. Our guys deserve a lot of credit for battling the way that they battled all year long, and they came out ready to play today, and we made enough plays to win.
Coach, back to Alontae Taylor. Can you speak a little more to his preparation and to his performance in terms of how he anticipates, how he breaks on the ball, et cetera?
Yeah, look, I mean, he shows up every day with his hard hat on, ready to go to work. And he listens to his coaches, and he tries to do it exactly the way that he's being coached to do it. And he works extremely hard on studying the opponent and knowing kind of the things to anticipate. And so, I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for guys that you know, want to be coached. They want to do it the right way. They want to play hard. They want to work hard. And he does that. And it's not a surprise that he's able to go out and execute on Sundays because he puts in the preparation.
Yeah, last week when we asked you about the film, the first thing you said was the guys played hard, and that was like the main thing that stood out. How important is it just to see that still, like in this situation, this game, and then your backs get against the wall and guys just keep fighting and trying to find ways to win?
So I would tell you this. I would say that playing hard doesn't guarantee that you're going to win, but not playing hard guarantees that you won't win. And that's, you know, that's really like, you know, that's what this game's about, man. Like, this game's about freaking effort and passion and energy and going out and giving everything you got. And so I never questioned whether our guys were going to do that or not. I mean, they've done it all year long. So I think they did it again today.
Dennis, you know, Alvin, the last few weeks, he's been, you know, limited in his involvement. Was there kind of a concerted effort to get him touches today?
Yeah. And touches in a few different ways. And I think we got to continue to try to figure out creative ways to, you know, get him the ball and do some things with him and, you know, let him affect the game. All right. Appreciate it.
All right. You see, y'all hear how Dennis Allen sounding? Dennis Allen sounding real confident in this spiel today, huh? Dennis Allen feeling real confident in this spiel today. He feeling real buck on himself right now. You hear him being real chippy like. Oh yeah, Dennis Allen is showing he out there trying to show off a little bit. They got the dub and of course Andy Dalton sit up there. I mean Dennis Allen feeling pretty good about himself, feeling real chippy about passion and energy. Are you kidding me? The interesting part about it is the Saints get the win. They do leapfrog the Atlanta Falcons, putting the Falcons down in the cellar. So that's a positive. And do I think the Saints beat the Browns? It's possible. But the Saints haven't won back-to-back games all season long. This is a milestone for Dennis Allen in his coaching career because Dennis Allen's never won 5 games before in his coaching career. He's won 4 games in year 1 and year 2 of when he was with the Raiders. And then the third year he was fired because, you know, I think he went 0-3, 0-4 and they fired him. And he wins 5 games for the first time in his coaching career with the Saints. So it's more wins than he's ever had as a coach in his previous stop in individual years, speaking of. So he gets 5. Now the issue is, do the Saints win back-to-back matchups? Well, you got the Cleveland Browns coming up next, and we'll preview that game next week. We'll have a person from behind enemy lines to chime in to cocky Dennis. But we'll get somebody else to chime in and talk about the Browns next week on our behind enemy lines or preview stream. That'll be up in next week. And then following that, we have the Eagles finally against the Panthers to close out the season. So what's interesting is the fact that the Saints defense kind of worried me on the back end because the Falcons offense found a way to beat them. And if they had a little bit more offense, passing attack, a little bit better passing attack, it'd have been interesting. But Saints had this game. They had several periods during the game where they would get in the red zone and make plays. And those were 2 red zone plays. And Dennis Allen's he's going to look right past to that because we got the win, regardless of those floppy plays, the bad snap on 4th down, which shouldn't have happened. It was just 1 yard. You could have got it. The fumble in the red zone. This is stuff that bad teams do in dire situations. So even though they escaped with the win today, they improved to 5-9. They put the Falcons down in the cellar. And then there are 3 games remaining in the season. Can the Saints win those contests? We'll see. They haven't won back-to-back games all year long. The Browns is next. We got to travel up there in the cold to play the Browns. And the Saints ran the ball a lot better today. Alvin Kamara had 21 carries for 91 yards today. That was a big positive, really a big positive for the Saints, for them to get the running attack going. If they get that running attack going and keep that running attack going, they can have some success against teams, but also keeping the boobish plays down, the false starts and the foolishness that comes along with fumbles and stuff of that ilk. If they can keep that out of the way, they might be able to, when the defense solidifies and play, there might be some win in there. But the Saints have to add some more stuff to the team. I've been saying this for a while now, and they ain't going to do it. But, bring a nose tackle in here, a veteran nose tackle that can help stuff to run up the middle because they're having way too many issues with that, way too many issues and stuff in the run. So let's get the thoughts of the Who Dat Nation. The 300 plus, please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button. Share the show on your social media feed. We up in this thing. Ahmad says Taylor need to catch the damn ball. Carter says, no, they don't win next week. Cleveland has a better defense and offense than Atlanta. Yeah. AK says, I need 80 plus from AK next week again. All right. Kevin Conley says, thanks to the uber talented team, might get him 6 wins. Yeah. Young Bloods. What's up, bro? Says Q, I think Allen has already been told by Saints management he's going to be back next year. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. So you mean to tell me you're going to bring this guy back and you don't know how you're going to look in the next 4 games? You just do that. And, of course, we know that's the 1-2 step. They're old. They're dinosaurs at the top. They don't want to go through the process of firing this guy and then hiring somebody to replace him. They don't want to spend the money to get rid of him and then hire another guy. They don't want to go through another extensive look for another year at finding a coach. That's something that they don't want to do. They lazy. They didn't do it for 20-something odd years when they had Sean Payton. They did it for 1 year after that, and they don't want to do it the back-to-back years. So it's all a matter of convenience for the Saints. It's not for what's good for the Who Dat Nation moving forward. It's all about what's convenient for the New Orleans Saints. The fact that they don't want to look for a new coach right now because it's a hassle to do it. The fact that they would try to guarantee Dennis Allen to come back next year despite whatever he does over the next 4 games speaks about convenience. It's a matter of convenience. They don't want to spend the money to get rid of him and spend more money to hire his replacement. They don't want to do it. It's not about vision. It's about convenience. I want to need y'all to get that. That's why we are going to conveniently sit our asses at home and we won't buy the merch. We conveniently will not buy your merch. We conveniently will not buy your tickets. We would conveniently not attend your events. So and it's all a matter of convenience to them. It's not a convenience to you and what's right for the Who Dat Nation as a whole. It's all about convenience to them. Let that be known. All right. Anyway, you know what you got to do if they make that, if they say it officially, because behind the scenes they saying it, but officially it had not been said. But we know what they're gonna do because they don't have no vision. If it ain't Dennis Allen, it's Sean Payton. It's Sean Payton come back. But y'all know what y'all got to do. Y'all got to make these blockheaded old dinosaur ass people understand. And the only way you make people like them understand is you make them suffer in the bottom line. The bottom line, you don't pay for their shit. And that's when you start getting stuff moving and shaking. It's sorry, it's sad. It's that way because people been telling them through messages, emails, and every other way, running up to Dennis Allen and telling them you got to do something about this. You know this team stinks. You know they garbage. You know Dennis Allen stinks. He's garbage because the team stinks because Dennis Allen on top of them. So if they want to play that game because it's all about convenience because they don't want to do the work, that's all right. We can do the same thing. And I guarantee you, you will cut up before I do. All right. So anyway, shout out to the fam. All right. Jordan says the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Jags today. Hey, how about that? I know, Eric, it is their job, but it's all about a matter of convenience. We've built these people up. They like royalty up there, and they making money hand over fist. They don't pay no, we don't talk, people don't talk about spoil somebody. And they talking about the Who That Nation spoil. No, the Saints at the top is spoiled like a dog. Because for almost 20 years of the season, we had whatchamacallit sitting up there, and now it ain't the same. Now they won't do the work. But anyway, here go Andy Dalton, y'all. Let's see what he got to say about it.
Plays by him, and so I feel like he's playing with a ton of confidence, and it's showing up on Sundays.
I know. Look, you're still alive for a playoff berth. The odds are against you, but just the fact that this team, came out after bye, showed tremendous fight. What does it say, I guess, about you and some of the veterans on this team that? The effort and energy was there.
Yeah, I think there's something to finish the season strong, regardless of making the playoffs or not. And so, we had 4 left before today. We got one win today, and we got 3 more to go. And so, our mindset and our goal is to finish the season the right way and to win the next 3.
Andy, following up on that, does that say something about Dennis that there is that kind of fight in the team? I mean, I know that the results haven't always been there, but certainly the effort certainly seems like it has been.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's one thing that it's, just from the top of, his message to us is, exactly that. Finish the season the right way. We want to go, again, before today, let's go 4-0. And after the game, it's all right. There's 1. We got 3 more left.
Andy, what are some of the things that stand out about just the young core of weapons you guys have with Olave, Rashid, and Juwan Johnson?
Yeah, I think, like I was saying about Juwan, is he's playing with a ton of confidence, but I think we have a lot of guys that are playing with a ton of confidence. And it is a young group out there. And, I mean, it's exciting because each week we feel like they're getting better. They're able to do some new things and some explosive plays out there. I mean, I talk about Juwan, but I mean, Rashid has shown up a ton too with, his long touchdown today from Taysom. I mean, it's we've got some weapons.
How was he around Rashid? Just kind of as a route runner just over time.
Yeah, I think he's gotten comfortable when we've been asking him to do a little bit more, and he's been playing obviously a lot more than he was early on. And when he's got his opportunities, he's made the most of them.
How comfortable are you with? I know this has been happening for the last few games, really, but with the Taysom switching in, switching out, or do you guys practice that every week? I mean, is that something that you guys are pretty much comfortable with, despite whatever defensive scheme comes at you?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely practice it. So, Taysom's a big weapon for us, and you don't know where he's going to line up. So, I think we're comfortable with how we've been handling it this year.
Just going back to Rashid a little bit, obviously you didn't throw the bomb to him today, but you've hit him on deep balls in the past. What does he do specifically that makes him so effective on those type of plays?
He runs really fast. I think that, that's one thing that we knew from the beginning when he got here and when he started to run around. You could see his speed, and we've had opportunities to take some deep shots with him, and he's come down with a lot of them.
What difference is this having Eric back to make you guys back?
Yeah, I mean, just to have the full group out there, I mean, there's a comfort level there from the standpoint of the communication with everything, guys being on the same page, and Eric's obviously a great player, and with the quarterback, just the communication with the center's key and big, and so glad to have Eric back.
Thanks. Just curious, at the end of these games, when they get close and the game seemingly on the line in a lot of ways, what just impresses you most about how the team responds in those situations?
Yeah, I thought we responded well today. It's not always pretty. It's not always easy. It felt like when we jumped out to the early lead, we had chances. And I mean, we left a lot of plays out there, and we had opportunities to make that game look a little different and not have to go down to the very end. But the good thing is we had an opportunity to win it, and we took care of business and we did that. Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Andy Dalton, man. Talking about the game, man. Mentioned several different things in the matchup. Saints get the win, family, in the game, 21-18. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation for being in the state. The Saints improved. Saints improved to 5-9. Falcons fall to 5-9. They're in the cellar now at 5-9. Carolina is 5-9. So we are all tied. Isn't that crazy? The Saints, the Carolina Panthers, Saints, and Falcons all tied for 5-9 right now. And if the Falcons, the Bucks lose, they'll be 6-8 on the season. Here go Juwan Johnson, family. Let's listen to what Juwan Johnson has to say. Here we go.
Good question. I've been drawing a lot of blanks on a lot of questions, but it's been good. Definitely, going into the red zone, knowing that it's attack mode for us. That's kind of like our attack mode. We've been pretty good for the past couple of years in the red zone, and we know we get to the red zone, that means points. So, our offensive coordinator Pete's been really good with dialing up a lot of good plays in the red zone. So, when you got guys like me, Chris, Sheed, Jarvis, Trout, we got a lot of people who can get the ball, and Alvin, who really can put the ball in the end zone. So, just the comfort level that Andy has with me is pretty comforting. Just knowing that in any given time I could be in the end zone making a play.
What about your approach specifically in that area of the field that do you think makes you so successful? You already got 7 touchdowns, just as many as Justin Jefferson. I mean, you're really putting up some good numbers down there.
Man, it's just really just hard work and watching the film and going over the plays. Just try to see what coverages they're running. It's not more so like the physical aspect. It's just knowing what they're going to do, just kind of being 2 steps ahead of what they're going to be doing. And, the physical aspect is kind of secondary. So, just knowing where they're going to be, knowing how they're going to play it, it's just all like, all right, I know this is going to happen. Before the play, I pointed at him because I knew he was going to, collision me on the second touchdown, collision me and get out. So it's just all knowing about what's going to happen before the play even happens.
Juwan, could you talk about your first touchdown? One that you scored stretched out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was just a simple shallow cross. I was bumping, their end, and they kind of just got out. I'm sure it was a busted coverage, but, nobody covered me, and I just tried to, as they say, I just tried to get freaky. So I try to do my thing. It's not too many times I'm in the open field, so, I just try to get into the end zone.
What's been the biggest thing you've learned that's made you successful at tight end this season?
You said that one more time. Sorry.
The biggest lesson you've learned to be successful at tight end?
Oh, man. You got to have an attitude. To play this position, you can't be soft at all. I mean, you're going up against some pretty good guys. And then from the secondary position, you're playing to get some pretty elite and athletic guys from the defensive side. So you really just got to have an attitude that you just can't be stopped. And that's really why I try to, get into. It's not really hard. Just like you just got to be mad at them. So if I just think of it as my enemy, that's really how I try to approach it. But ultimately, just having an attitude and be willing to learn, because obviously this is like my second year in this position. So just being coachable. I still don't know anything. I'm not saying I don't know anything, but it's still a very tough position. You have to be really smart to play this position.
Kind of along those same lines, can you speak to your approach to the game from a confidence standpoint and a production standpoint?
Just from a confidence standpoint, a lot of the times at this position, knowing that I'm still growing in this position, there's going to be a lot of failures. So a lot of times I may get pushed back. There may be, my eyes may be in the wrong place. Maybe dropping a couple passes, I'm overthinking it. Maybe dropping a couple passes because I'm just not focusing. a lot of different things we got to look at this position. Just coverage, blocking. It's a whole bunch. But the one thing is just having guys around you like Trout, Taysom, who's been around the game for a while, them giving you comfort and just doing your thing. Having your physical aspects helps, like me being able to catch and run and do things like that and be aggressive, but having those guys around you at the comfort level is also pretty good.
Hey, Juwan, do guys like you and Rashid who were undrafted, do y'all play with a chip on your shoulder just because of that?
Rashid, do we play with a chip on our shoulder? Yeah. Just knowing that, you've been overlooked through the whole draft kind of just gives you that extra boost, that extra little, okay, like every team passed up on me. You went to, UDFA. So definitely just playing with that, knowing that you just got to get it out the mud. You got to really grind for it. So Sheed is like the biggest culprit for that because, nobody looked at him as a top receiver. Nobody looked at him as like that. But he's proven himself. Every week he's proven himself. He hasn't surprised me, but he surprised a lot of you guys. So just having him to go in and week out and do his thing.
Yeah, Juwan, I don't even have a question for this. I just want to say this stat out loud. You have 48 career catches. 11 of them have been for touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
At what point is this just like, okay, this is my part of the field. I'm going to own this part of the field.
Well, I try to own the whole field. I mean, that's just me. I don't know if that was your answer or not. Was it? Oh, okay. But I mean, every time when I try to go on the field, I mean, I just try to. I'm just in attack mode, and early when we get to the red zone, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This got to be for 6. Whereas for anybody, I mean, that's just like our mindset, and our mindset's got to be because, if you score touchdowns in the red zone, you're going pretty far in the season. You're going pretty far in the playoff race. So just being really efficient in the red zone, something that we kind of harp on a lot. So we do red zone on Fridays, and Fridays are the big days.
Juwan, there's a lot of rivalries in college. In high school we hear about them.
Right.
Are you aware of the rivalry with the Falcons, and do guys in the locker room feel that at all?
It's more so the older guys. I knew it more so when Drew was here my first year, and you kind of felt it in practice. And so that carryover is kind of something that we've been trying to embody, knowing that there is that rivalry, knowing that there is hatred there. And so just going out there and knowing that we have 2 up on them this year, it's kind of what we wanted to do, to put that stamp on it that, we the big brothers. And so that's how we got to keep going about it.
Juwan, you guys kind of got this young core weapons with you, Rashid, Chris. How do you guys complement one another, and what do you feel like the ceiling is for that trio of players?
Yeah. Well, they compliment me because they're a lot faster than me. Rashid and Chris are a lot faster than me, and I'm more so of like not the slow guy, but I'm just not quite as fast. So those guys stretch the field pretty well, and not even that, they run pretty good routes too. So just knowing that you have those two who are very versatile in their route tree and also very versatile in knowledge of the game is really impressive. It helps me out a lot because, those guys can teach me a couple things. So just talking to Chris during the week, just telling me about some of the spacing and stuff. I'm like, dang, like I didn't even understand the route tree like that, but here you go telling me what's going on. But yeah, it's been really good having those two, knowing that those guys are both rookies. You're gonna get the league. You're gonna get the league some for years to come. Yeah. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Guys, my first time in front of this many
We're
cameras.
going to Rashid Shaheed. Let's hear from him.
How does it make you feel, and what do you have to say when the head coach says that your speed is impressive?
It means the world for coming from him. It's a guy I look up to and, a guy I love playing for. So that means the world, absolutely.
Hey, Rashid, obviously there's positive news with Dean Pease being back with the team, but I was wondering if you could just kind of explain or talk about a little bit about what happened before the game.
Right. So I was backing up to catch a punt, and, I kind of just ran into him, bumped into him, turned around, and I just saw him kind of stretched out. So I was super concerned, but we got word that, he's back and took him to the hospital, and he's healthy and he's doing okay. So I'm thankful for that. I'm glad he's doing okay. If he sees this, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Rashid, if I remember correctly, you've not formally run a 40-yard dash. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
How fast do you think you got today? How fast are you? Where would you be if you got the opportunity?
I don't know. Hopefully anything, 4.3 and below. I feel like that's, pretty fast. So somewhere around there, hopefully.
Rashid, tough loss a week ago, and Coach Allen was just in here talking about playing with passion. What does it say about this team? You played with so much passion. You played hard after a loss like that last week.
Right, absolutely. It was exactly how we needed to come out and play. We preached it all week, come out with energy, but we can't let them match our energy. And I feel like we came out, got on them early, and that kind of carried on throughout the game. And that was definitely a good way to start.
Can you just describe the touchdown play, how it all developed? Did you know you're getting the ball based off that look right at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, so at the line of scrimmage, it was kind of like a kill situation, depending on how the safeties were going to play it. As soon as I lined and I saw one high safety, I knew that, he was gonna throw it. I just had to, win on my route, and, it happened. Taysom threw a great ball, and I was able to finish it. So.
Where do you feel like you've made the biggest areas of growth in just your route running and understanding of the offense and all that stuff?
Yeah, I feel like I made a tremendous jump. At first, early on, it was, kind of tough, young guy coming in and learning a complex playbook. But, I trust the guys around me. They all helped me. Coaches helped me develop. Coming off of a knee injury, it was kind of tough, to just feel the game the same way. But, it's all coming along pretty well. So.
Where do you feel like you're at, like in playbook total comfort? Like, are you 100% there? Or is it still kind of?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good now. Thankfully, yeah.
Can you speak to your mindset when you're running routes and the mindset you shift to when you're returning punts?
Right. When I'm running routes, it's always to win. Just compete against the guy across me, and as long as I beat him, just do my job. And on punt returns, just rely on the other 10 guys blocking for me. I have full faith in them, and they do a great job each and every week in preparation. And we're going to continue to go in the right direction with that.
Rashid, I'm just curious to know what you're thinking about when you're going into one of those shot plays where you see that they have a single high safety and you know the ball is about to cut.
Yeah. Eyes get big, heart starts racing fast. You just know it's coming to you. So you get super excited, super antsy. You got to keep your eye on the ball so you don't jump because you're so excited. So,
but I mean, you're anticipating making a big play on those, and they've had you run a handful of those this year. So
yeah, absolutely. I just try to do my job, run my routes, and win. And anytime the opportunity comes, I try to make a play.
That was literally my exact same question. When you see that look, do you think, are you confident enough now at this point where you think, all right, this is going to be a touchdown? I can win this look. And is that something that's sort of developed this year that's come as the season's went on?
Right. I feel like I always come in the game with confidence, and I feel like you got to, always, just focusing on your 111 and doing your job. And as long as you do that, I feel like success is going to happen. And, it turned out to be that play. And, I just, like I said, I did my job, and it was open. So
how good was that ball?
Perfect. It was perfect. Right over the DB's hand. Couldn't have been better.
I know you all are still alive for a playoff berth, even with the odds against you. How important is it? We talk about the veteran players, but there's young players like you and Olave and Alante Taylor and other young guys about maybe planting the seeds and finishing strong to make sure that it can grow into something in the future.
Right, absolutely. Like you just reiterated, finishing strong. That's what we got to do throughout these last 4 games. Continue to come out how we did today, play with passion, play with energy, and practice hard. It all starts with practice each and every day, our work days. So we got to, come in, fix some stuff. Today wasn't perfect. We'll go back and chalk it up and let's see what we can do better.
Rashid, sorry to keep asking a question about that one play, but I'm curious, when Taysom's in there kind of running that play, and you kind of sense that the defenders are kind of peeking in, kind of just waiting to see, oh no, he's going to pull this.
Yeah, absolutely. When Taysom's in the backfield, all eyes are on Taysom. They got to be, that's just the player he is. And I feel like Pete did a great job, realizing that. And, when the play was called, it was the look exactly. So worked out great.
How do you feel like you and Chris kind of complement one another, and then just being rookies coming in at the same time? What's that camaraderie like just in that room with you guys?
Yeah, no, man, it's tons of fun. 2 guys from the same city doing, big things on Sunday. It's like a dream. And, I've known him for a long time. We had a great relationship, and he's a great dude. It's fun to play alongside of him. Two fast guys. It's hard to coach speed. So, it's hard. It's fun to definitely have a guy like him across from me.
Hey, Rashid, are you getting a little bit more comfortable? I saw you celebrate a little bit more after this touchdown.
What was that? Sorry, one more time.
So are you getting a little bit more comfortable with your touchdown celebrations?
I actually didn't I kind of froze up down there a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what was going through my head, but I didn't have any celebration. Kind of just just enjoying the moment.
So it seems like all of your touchdowns are longer than 40 or 44 yards or longer this year. Just in light of what you know about the offense, is that surprising to you based on your skill set in the offense that they would all be that long, or is that something that sort of makes sense?
It just kind of makes sense. Any chance I get to make a play, whether it's down the field, short, a fly sweep, in any elements of the game. I try to make a play, and just being put in the situations to make those plays, it means a lot for the coaches to have trust in me and my teammates. So appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, that was Rashid Shaheed filling in on that situation, family. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being an installment of the show. Please feel free to hit the like button if you hadn't hit the like button. We're up in this thing, man. We appreciate the family members for tuning in. This episode of the Coma, man. Watch stream 28-18. Saints are successful in this thing, man. And of course, we're going to understand and know that the Saints get a positive win here. And the reality is the Saints have some very good young people that need to be re-signed and sticking around for a while. So it's just a big positive no matter how you look at it, man. It's just awesome, man. So with that being said, we're going to bring in a special guest to the show, a man of very little words, and everybody knows him and loves him well. Let's bring him into the show. My brother, Big O. How you doing, brother? What's up, Lo? How you doing, sir?
We're in I feel like we have the same conversation from September the 11th. Golly. What in the world, Bo? Goodness gracious. Dude, I'm Q. First of all, I want to say shouts out to not just the Saints fans, but the city of New Orleans. Y'all made my first away game very special, and it was one of the hardest things for me to do was to not dance after y'all scored touchdowns. I had to sit there, and they was playing that old school Cash Money. I just had to sit there and not partake in the festivities. But why can't I had called up my connect, and I was finna get the 2110 shirts made. I'm like, 2110 shirts, here we go. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. We just wanted to play volleyball with the football on the last drive of the game, and here we are. So, Q, I don't know what to tell you, Bo. I don't know, Bo. I'm stuck like Chuck, stuck in the mud, Bo.
Come on, Lo. It was an interesting game, bro. It was close and everything. The Saints tried to help y'all on the back end. They fumbled the snap and they fumbled the ball in the red zone early in the game. They was trying to keep it alive. They could have put it over a lot earlier, but they like drama. But it was an interesting game to say the least, bro.
Man, it was a very interesting game. But whenever the Saints and the Falcons link up, it's always a fun game. It's always a lot of ups and downs, emotional roller coasters like an early 2000 Vivian Green song. So, it's just one of those things. But at the end of the day, I can't say I lost because I had the time of my life in y'all city. I can't say I lost.
Nah, it's all good, Lo. It's much love to you, my friend. Brother Prom says, da 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 da. It's a Black Panther sweep. LOL. Thank you, Prom.
Man. 504 said, "Where's the jersey, man?" Look, so I got to order a shirt, from the pro shop. I got to order me a shirt now. Rock the shirt, get on there, do the best I can do, So
it's all good, Lo, man. It's all love. Shout out to brother Brent Norris, man. Thank you for the cash out, bro. He says, Conservative equals no win. Refs wearing Falcons logos. He also says, multiple ones here. He says, $5 for Dennis Allen just sounds like a defeated peep. Even will win. And for finishing season strong, same dance next year. Shout out to you, brother Brent. Thank you for your cash app, sir. Thank you. And of course, go ahead, Lo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say one interesting thing that I did see was that the crowd was very festive and live throughout the player introductions. But then when they announced Dennis Allen as the head coach, boy,
mm-hmm.
the whole vibe of the building changed. They started booing. I was like, oof.
I told you they know. They're not stupid, Lo. They know what time it is, bro. They definitely know what time it is as far as Dennis Allen is concerned, bro. So, they hear us loud and well, and if they persist in moving in that direction, we already covered that. We know what we got to do, So we ready.
Yeah. But man, I it's our offense, bro. It's our offense look pedestrian. It's walking, no wheels, no tires.
That's how Algieri looked pretty good.
Yeah, he did. That's the only way we can move the ball is running. We can't move the ball from throwing. It's like our route combinations is our offensive coach, our head coach, who was basically our offensive coordinator, calls plays like an offensive lineman that's calling plays. Like he has no idea of what to do in the passing game. You know how y'all threw some passes and there were people wide open?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see that for us, right? So it's like, every pass the quarterback has to make it's a contested catch, and that you're not going to win in today's NFL like that. You're not going to do it. So, we came in banking on what Desmond Ridder would be able to do, and he couldn't get the job done. And I knew whenever I seen the first few possessions, he couldn't get the job done. I was like, man, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, I expected Desmond Ridder to have a better performance throwing the ball. I think he had like 90-something yards throwing the ball today against the Saints, and a lot of his passes were off. So, early on, and he kind of got into somewhat of a mini rhythm, I guess. When they started running the ball, the Saints couldn't stop him. But had he would able to, he found Drake London more than a handful of times. I think that he wasn't really looking to throw to nobody else. He threw to London 13 times. He got 10 of them. So when he learns the system a little bit better, and they got some young people that you can work with in the future.
Yeah. He shows some promise. If I go and look at it, so he completed 10 passes to Drake London.
Yeah, it's he threw 10 times to Drake London for 7 catches. He had
7
catches for 70 yards.
Okay, I got you. So he only completed 12 passes. So that's not
13 of them, though. 13 to 26. He was 13 for 26.
13. Okay.
Yes.
That's not good distribution. You got to be able to kind of go through your progressions, manipulate the defense, manipulate the safeties. One time, we got bailed out because they said he was out of bounds, but we got to be able to throw the ball if we're going to win football games in 2022. I'm sorry, this ain't the 1920s. We're not going to be able to win games, only throwing for less than 100 yards. I'm going to be completely honest with you, Q, and the rest of the family. I'm surprised that the game was this close. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm surprised it was this close. Like, y'all dominated the game. The only time we happened to come back was whenever at the end, in the fourth quarter, we got a couple of key stops. And, thank goodness David Johnson fumbled the ball, in the red zone in the first half. If he didn't, this game would have been a whole lot uglier, bro. So, look, I know y'all saying, Halo, get naked so you can put on your Saints jersey and everything. I ain't gonna put on no Saints jersey. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all that. You can see you put it on those Saints jerseys. But, I definitely put on, the blown lead shirt. I definitely. And you know what, Q? I do you one better. I want to take a picture in it. I'm finna double down. I want to do a video in it. I'm gonna put out a straight video in the shirt. I got you. I ain't never scared now. So I've been ordering my shirt tonight. So hopefully it comes in sooner rather than later. And then, I gotta eat my crow, bro. I gotta eat my crow. Hard times, boy. Hard times. Y'all know how hard it was for me to walk out of that stadium today.
How hard was it, Lo? What you mean, bro? It was difficult, bro? You wanted to stay in there, bro? What's going on, bro?
Man, first of all, this lady came up to me trying to take my Falcons chain. She came up to me to take the chain. She was like, "Hey, can I have your chain? I want to give somebody as a gag for Christmas." I like, "Look, baby, we in New Orleans. They got chains all over the place. I bought this one here.
Hanging in trees.
They're hanging in trees." Like, and she was like, "Yeah, but I just want your chain so I can give it and send it back." So I was like, "So you want to give my chain to somebody else as a gag gift?" So I had to turn the little lady down. And she was like, she tried to guilt trip me, like, "Oh, well, you're gonna be in your car later today." You be like, "Man, I let somebody miss out on a gift for Christmas." I was like, and I hate to sound so nasty, but I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to feel bad about that." But either way, people like, "Oh, the birds, they roll down," all kinds of stuff. I had to hear the who that chants and all that kind of stuff. And, it was tough. It was tough. But it's one of those things. We made it out. We made it out cool. I have my little cousin with me. I told you, he's a Saints fan, so he been giving me the business ever since we got back. So look, I don't know, Q. It's just tough, man. It was long. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see the stadium is right on my shoulder right here, but that's just how close we are staying at the stadium. And man, even though we right next door to the stadium, I ain't gonna lie to you, Q, that was a long walk. That was a long walk, bro. That was a long walk. Then I got the elevator with a few Saints fans. Then I was there like, I should have just let the door close on y'all. I shouldn't have let y'all, basically what I'm saying is it's affecting me. It's affecting my demeanor and my personality. But this is what we do this for, right? This is what we put this through. So, Saint fans, family members, y'all got your dub. Y'all swept. Congratulations. 22 almost over. 2023, we finna come digging y'all behind next year. That's all I'm saying, Q. That's all I'm saying. I know it's too early to look ahead, but I'm looking ahead. That's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. I'm sorry to ramble on your show, Q. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, brother. I fully understand, bro. It's all good. Marley Mall says Big Low put Coach Roney in the Saints jersey.
Man, you
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
She didn't make this bet, Marley Mall. I did. I gotta answer for this.
Oh, it's all good, little bro. Listen, bro, it's all good, bro. It was a good season series. It started off the year, a great win for the Saints coming back in the last few minutes. And then, of course, today, the Saints kind of holding on despite trying to give it away, just the dysfunction of where we are. And the future is definitely bright in Atlanta with them young guys. They're going to get it together. Saints, we just got to get from up under Dennis Allen, what he doing. Like you heard for yourself, the Who That Nation is not happy with Dennis Allen, and the Saints brass know it. So if they take that steps to keep him here, they're going to feel it from us. They can play ignorant all they want, but we ready to roll. So it's all good, bro. And the future looking bright, my friend. And thank you for chiming in. And Lowe's having internet issues, so I look like his internet is bad. All right. So anyway, with that being said, shout out to my brother Lowe. Shout out to him. Shout out to Coach Roney and the coaching staff in this joint. I'm gonna see you guys a little later on tonight. We're gonna go out and have some dinner, eat some dinner right there. Hopefully, Lowe don't be so sad after that. Gonna eat some dinner tonight, and we're gonna be all right, Lowe. So I appreciate you, bro, chiming in, bro. Once again, bro, after the loss, bro, it's hard. I know it's hard for the Falcon Nation to deal with the fact that the Falcons are 0-2 against the Saints. They got swept this year. We usually split with you guys. But Dennis Allen was good enough to beat the Atlanta Falcons twice this season, and he hadn't done that to anybody. So we could say that he's terrible, but his terrible was good enough to beat the Falcons twice this year. So that's really interesting. So with that said, shout out to you, brother Lowe. Shout out to Coach Roney, man, and Mahalo y'all later on. I just gotta laugh, man, because at the end of the day, bro, it's the Saints get the win. I don't have to put no Falcon shirt on. Lowe got to put the Saints shirt on, and it's all gravy, baby. You heard the man. The man said you're gonna do a full broadcast with the Saints shirt on. So it's all good. All right. Love it. All right. Damon says, hey, Q, Saints and Falcons are tied 54. Oh, okay, good. 54-54 for the all-time series. We'll take the overall lead next season. Who that to you? Thank you, brother Damon. Who that? Debbie, shout out to you. Says, having a good evening, everyone. Good show, Q. And who that to you? Thank you, family. Appreciate all y'all for joining me in this episode of the Coma. It was successful. The Saints come away with the win 21-18. It was awesome, man. It was cool, and we'll be back at this thing tomorrow. On Monday, we'll be back talking about it more. And of course, later on in the week, we'll line up for the preview stream for the Cleveland side of things and more stuff. So with that being said, I'm gonna holler at y'all, and much love to the family. Who that to you? And I'm out.
Yeah. Like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a Falcon. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, running like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Something
out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too. TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.